Dade kotopon. Dade kotopon. Ke nyeba kwe nye hogba wo fanani ke bote la akuche ami ni wo he oyaka kane ye hyen fe ami no pote hewo ni ehe hia akanmene wo chanye ke nyeba kai ni se ochile aloso ni ho e di ochie wo maja chame foni ne chawo fe ke adafito aloy ke te traditional council ake amento ameke sajin komen afojirami ni ko gbenu ni amlalo ke asrafoi ke lame eyi ye wode nche wo shipon ni ababi wo lame ake wo sumo ma ni wodo ma he wo nwe ko wo ha ni ake tuni nke ha ma no ya shinmene amlalo ke asrafoi edo amehi ewo ni amemowe ameke wo ntwaye wo shipon jian wasusu moji ko maji acheme ba chu na kan no shi wa ya lebo ni bale wo cheme ni ko wo pa agba ke kan lo ji ame awo ame logoligi ni logoligi na wo ame he wo ame do ame he ni balake ame ke asrafo ke ma ya na pele ko wasusu moji alo bo na me ke wo ji ka agbe na ame ba ke wo no ni ete no ke ba shinmene wo nuko ne hani wo yin fe wo shikoshiko ake wo chameke wo enye joba nime ke la me enye joba na me kita na me kamu be mi na ato ame ake be fe be ni wo ba cha ame baba e fe wo ake nime ekpale na kan kita yi wo mene ni bi ni ya no ye wo la shikojian ni wo fo ahun ke hani wo dwetri aka mewo ni ke wo kwe ife wa ke ni me je ame sande ja ke kula me ame ejo ame mene wo ba gbele ne ke ni bi ni ahin e wo tonyi ni nyi nanu ni ya no ye la shipo jian ko ni wo bi cheme ani no he wo ni ame fe din ni wo nu no ko e wo machake ko ni nke adafi twala awie ke wo gbena wo ba sa wo jalemi wo ha mambi. What actually is happening with regards to the Plateau lands when it comes to the issue or the press statement issued by the military? We all know what happened there. But the Plateau issue would be one of the points we are going to talk about here. So I'll reserve the energy and then touch on other matters before I get to that. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, you would recall that close to about 3.5 years ago, government came to the people of La, promised them that they were going to build an ultra-modern hospital for them to take care of their health needs and other issues. Now, they demolished the La General Hospital in March 2020 with a promise to reconstruct it within 2 years. That tells us that by April, when they cut the sword, by August 2022, they were supposed to be commissioning that ultra-modern facility to cater for the health needs of the La people. It has taken us 3.5 years, and government have failed to build the hospital. They have also failed to tell the people of La any concrete thing. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, our chiefs have sat down aloof without asking any question from government. It has taken the youth 3 years to get to the Minister of Health, Honorable Ajimamenu, to find out from him what was happening with the status of the La General Hospital. As usual, he gave us a promise which we felt was yet another insult. Following that, we held a demonstration and called on government to apologize to the people of La and the chiefs. They failed on that as well. Yet again, our chiefs have been sitting down unconcerned. Our demonstration was met with quite a number of promises, and after that, We have received yet other promises coming from the Presidential Advisor on Health, Anthony Isiansari, coming from the regional minister who claimed to be a champion of Gadangme, yet he has failed the Gadangme people, especially the La people, when it comes to the hospital issue. And again, in all these, our traditional authorities are not saying a word to the people. The proceeds from our meeting with the minister, we carried to the traditional authorities. We had meetings with them. And they promised they were going to invite him. Up to today, we have not heard anything. It begs the question, are the chiefs of La sleeping on what they are supposed to be doing? That is one aspect. Now, you would also know that we have issues with the Ghana Trade Fair Company regarding a 102-acre land, which they claim they are developing. This land was acquired in 1967 for the Ghana Trade Fair Company to build the trade fair facility. Now, no compensation has been paid since 1967. And the trade fair facility, which was sitting there, has been demolished in the year 2020. They promised they were going to build it, that's government. Again, like the La General Hospital, they have failed to build the facility. Now, they've started, we've seen some development starting over there. That's anchor development. But there is the issue of compensation which should be paid to the La State. And the insult that came from government authorities is that they were going to pay to the La State a paltry 74 million Ghana cedis. 74 million Ghana cedis. Now let's do the maths. 102 acres for 74 million cedis comes to, that's $67,000 per acre for this prime land trade fair. Ladies and gentlemen of the media. Now, when you get behind the trade fair to Chado, land is selling between $150,000 to $250,000 per plot, not an acre, per plot. And so, if for prime land like the trade fair land, you are paying 67,000 dollars for an acre, what is more insulting than this? And yet, our traditional authorities have kept this information under their armpits without telling the youth and the people of La anything on this. So are we right if we should ask our traditional authorities whether they are sleeping on their job? I'm not sure we are wrong. Now, South La. When you take the South La enclave, the land was acquired in 1902 for what was then known as the coconut plantation. Later on, government changed it into housing for the State Housing Company. This land, the agreement was supposed to expire in the year 2000 because it was for 99 years. So it was expiring in 2000. Now, from 2000 up until now, we are talking about 23 good years. The land has expired, the agreement has expired. And no one from La seemed to be asking government any question. What do we see happening there? Government agencies are dissipating the land and giving out to private developers. And our chiefs are sleeping. They are sitting down without asking government any question. It takes the youth to go out there and start seeking information before we come to the traditional authorities. Is that our job? But well, since we, as the youth, wouldn't want the future to suffer, we'll continue doing that. But we want our chiefs to rise up to the occasion and start doing what they promised the people they were going to do. Else, we the youth are going to turn our arsenals against them. Ladies and gentlemen from the press, let's look at another area. Labone area. And I'll break it into two. We'll first look at the Salisbridge Enclave. Now, when you look at the Salisbridge Enclave, it was another land that was acquired from La. And it was part of the dairy farm acquisition. Now, government took that particular portion around 1958 thereabout to develop what they call the housing scheme for government officials. And so, previously, some few years before now, you'd realize that we had directors and chief directors from various ministries. We had security agencies have their big men there because government allocated those ones to them. Today, get to the Salisbury area and look at the developments happening over there. Try as journalists to fish for information and find out who are behind those developments. You are going to see private developers. Is it a matter of create, loot, and share? That people are at the ministries responsible for these particular areas are finding ways to share with their cronies. And our cry again is that our traditional authorities are sitting down. Sometimes we begin to wonder if they are not conniving with these people and taking monies, meager amounts from them, enjoying and leaving we the people to suffer. That is what we are beginning to think. Because they are not giving out any information and we don't see their proactiveness in dealing with the issues. Again, when we take the same Labone, let's now look at the coffee shop area. Between the Labone Secondary School and the coffee shop, Labone Coffee Shop, there is this other estate, a very small one, which was also part of the dairy farm acquisition. It measures about 6.69 acres. Now, recently, when you drive through that place, and I can charge the media men, once you are finished, you can go to all these areas we are talking about and verify for yourself what we are telling you. About 6.69 acres of land has totally been given out. Demolition here, demolition there. Everything is going down under the supervision of our municipal assembly. And no traditional authority is even moving there to find out what is happening. As traditional authorities, you are the custodians of the land on behalf of the people. Pre-acquisition owners, if there is anything going wrong, you have the right to call on government and ask government to do the right thing. Because we do not have cocoa here. We do not have gold here. All we have is our land. And fortunately for the people of La, our lands are the most prime of lands in Ghana. And so, if we allow all these lands to be dissipated, ladies and gentlemen, we have nothing else to fight for our future. Interestingly, most of these 6.69 acres of land has been given to a certain unique development company limited. Now, as we move forward, I am going to let you know what else this unique development has been given. Nime, we expect you to rise up and stop sleeping. That's right. We expect you to rise up and stop sleeping on your job. Yes. We have our chiefs. Yes. Niman Kano is here, is there. Nishi Kiteli is there. Nia Kwashonche is there. The acting justice chair is there. The Akuchi Achebe, they are all there. What are they doing to help the people of La? The people of La are suffering. In fact, if we have done our things right and we have actually engaged government, we would have raised monies from these lands to redevelop the La General Hospital on our own without waiting for government to do what they are supposed to do. Yes! So if Nime are really proactive, they can help the people of La. And the many people who have died since the past 3.5 years wouldn't have died through mysterious ways. And the sufferings would have been ameliorated. We are calling on Nime to rise up. Else, like we said, we are going to rise up and show to them what we, the youth, can do. Now, in recent times, we have heard issues about the Ghana Airport Company Limited. Ghana Airport Company Limited. The Ghana Airport, as we see it, originally, there was an acquisition made for the aerodrome project, which has today metamorphosed into the Ghana Airport. Now, somewhere in the 90s, government started the Airport City project. We would have thought that the enclave where they built the Airport City would have been where they were ending. Not too long ago, we woke up one day to the information that from the 37 Lorry Station all the way to the Ewak traffic light, now encompassing the main Liberation Road and then the airport bypass, all the way to the Silver Star Towers, has been sold out to private developers. And the only structures they were going to leave would be the Ministry of Defense and the Police Church, which means that the police barracks, the DVLA, the military barracks, that's the where they have their drumsmen, all the way to the 37 station. Everything is going. Today, if you get there, you will realize that the demolition is going on unabated. And they are going to develop what they call Airport City Phase 2. They have not engaged the people of La, the Alodia owners of the land, in any way. Once again, not surprising to us, our Nime are quiet. When you look at us here, whenever we sit down, all we think about is that Nime probably have gone to take money, satisfy themselves, and left the people to suffer. Where on earth do leaders behave this way towards their subjects? Where on earth? In other jurisdictions, people would have risen up in arms against them. We have been so lenient to engage our chiefs. But now it seems they don't want our leniency. So we are going to now change the strategy. Yes. And from today, if they do not come out to tell us anything concrete, our attack will now be focused on them. We are serving this notice to them. Now, within the Airport City Enclave, media men, you are aware, recently, there was a leakage of a document. This Heaven Builders scandal. This stinks to the high heavens. Very, very smelly. If you read the document, you would cry. And I'll tell you why we are not happy with our Nime sitting down. Now, this particular enclave starts from the airport roundabout after the Shell filling station. And if you know where the Hajj village is, all the way to the polo grounds, the very land in front of the airport, you see it's covered in lawn. This is where the Heaven Builders scandal is actually talking about. Now, the land is being given to this company called Heaven Builders. And Heaven Builders, that particular thing, is linked to this unique company I talked about around coffee shop. Now, Heaven Builders have been asked to do anchor development for the Airport City Phase 2, and in exchange, and the anchor development is worth in excess of $85 million. And in exchange, they are going to be given 38.14 acres of prime lands, which should naturally come to the people of La. Now, all these things are happening. Government is not engaging us. Government is not giving us the land because our leaders have not moved to government. Of course, government has a responsibility to do the right thing to the people. But if your people are not proactive enough to move to government, how would government know you are interested and give to you what you deserve? And so our leaders seem not to care. And now we feel our leaders are insulting us. We want to serve notice to them that where they are seated, they are holding those offices in trust for us. It is not their bona fide property. Whatever La has is not for them. It is for us. And so they should treat us with that kind of respect. If they do not show that respect to we the people, we are going to turn our anger on them. And we'll prove to them that we will not respect them again. Enough is enough. And I repeat that. Enough is enough. Now, look at La. We share boundary with Osu, and we have a boundary with Teshin people. Today, our brothers from Osu have managed to encroach into our lands. How can people from Osu enter cantonment Laboni? How can our brothers from Teshin cross all the way to Laboma Beach and tell us that those areas belong to them? Today, they have come as far as Bush Road, and they are claiming ownership of that place. When you get to Chado, they have entered. Whose responsibility is it to ward them off? Of course, we as the youth will serve as foot soldiers for the chiefs. Together with our Safwa chairman, we will serve as foot soldiers to them. But if our chiefs are not proactive, how can we move? Because in any case, when you move out there to talk to authorities, they will ask you, under whose authority are you coming? And knowing our chiefs, if you should go to them today, they will tell you, or if those authorities should go to them, they are probably going to tell them they know nothing about the move the youth are making. Is that the way to treat your own people? So our chiefs are so warned from today that we shall not countenance their sleeping attitude. We shall not countenance and accept this dozing attitude of theirs. They should rise up to the occasion and prove that they are leaders and leaders so we can follow them. If you are a leader and you have no followers, you are leading nothing. So they should prove that they are the leaders by taking the initiative and we will follow. Now, to the most important of our issues today. You are all aware, for 9 years now, the Coalition of LA Associations, together with the folks of LA, have tried as much as possible to help reclaim ownership of the Plateau lands. This is land that is situated behind the Bema camp. Mind you, it is not within Bema camp. Anybody who tells you that Plateau land is within Bema camp is a liar. That is the information the Ghana Armed Forces want people to believe. But Plateau is not within Bema camp. It is outside of Bema camp. It is not part of the land that was acquired for them. It was rather a proposed acquisition, which was never done. So Plateau is outside Bema camp. And for 9 years, we have tried to enter this land. It has taken us so long. Governments, various administrations have tried to do something about it. The military, in their own superpower way, have tried not to. But our focus is not even on the Ghana Armed Forces today or on government. Our focus is on our chiefs. And so just about 2 weeks ago, together with our chiefs, we went onto the land to perform a groundbreaking ceremony and appease the gods to ensure that we are able to work peacefully over there. Then after that, just a week after that, the Ghana Armed Forces, in their usual style, deceptive style, goes out there to issue a statement denouncing what the chiefs have done and claiming that even what the government under whom they serve has done, they do not recognize that. Our chiefs told us they were going to brief the press and give out information as to what has actually transpired, detailed information to the people of Ghana, so we would know who is lying. If they are really serious, they would have done that. But media men, you were there. You saw the little tingling that went on, and our chiefs recoiled into their shells. They recoiled into their shells. They were told that they were supposed to have some meetings with government officials. We insisted that Nime don't go to this meeting. We are not happy because we suspect what was going to happen. We know what has transpired in the past. So we are not happy with you going. They pleaded with us that we should allow them and that they need to listen and they will come back and by all means give us the information. The promise was that as soon as they returned, they were going to call us and furnish us with whatever transpired. Ladies and gentlemen of the media, Nime have attended the first meeting, they have attended the second meeting, and up until now, they have not, I repeat, they have not informed us as to what has transpired. This is not transparent. As we sit here, we are beginning to think that Nime have been given something. They have taken something and kept quiet. And this is where our strongest warning goes. If Nime do not take care, and just an handkerchief size out of the 114 is taken from them, we shall prove to them that we are the people of land. We are not going to allow for one handkerchief size of that land to be taken. Not an handkerchief size. And I'm repeating this because we are serious on this. That's not an handkerchief size of that 114 acres. We will go as we live. It will be over our dead bodies. If we have to now fight, we will fight tooth and nail and make sure the entirety of that 114 acres is reclaimed for the people of La. And we will do that. Won susua keshi ekole amehenoko yemade ni amehejo ami hiwo amesumo ni mambi ahejo ami ni nibi ne teno wo shipoji ano ekomengino no wawie what on here what you wala general hospital na bakumu ni me efa na ne yehi wo obrahin kobla ye ne no wo fa na ni wo ke mansolo ni ko wale papa na mo ni chumo ape ni bi ni jami wo babo chema amane ni wo gbepa moji ameba fa na ne yehi amechuko noko ke ba shi mene wo trade fair ni kanshi ni sani na ko adode ni sana wo ahame ni afeko mene aje ni chumo ekomanshi ye trade fair ni wale ake ya no ni cheme ewie no ko yehi agbene kaji ote Southla estate mi ahun ka gbe ka janu kete kitani kaje 1902 na ko ke ba shi de year 2000 ni wolone afe yehi ebeho ni sane afana ne yehi no hu achuko no ko yehi ni se o chilepe kaji o aje Stanford Park no ni yo jeme otu ina ba kpotobu tuin ke langas na gbela aso ejeme ni lame na hegbe asafa chemete aso ya mini hewo sane na ya ni kabashin mene maja cheme fa ko amete mokomeneke e fa ko nani ne ba ya jeme ne ke imepo akwa akeshin mini jino ni ya no ejeme fi amane ababo ame ni ko abo amamane keke amehwe amemusu ayi amekashin amewo ke ote laboni oba ko keje sales bridge ni am akumotuni na mlaloma for government bungalows na ke ha ankranko bi na me ken fe shika wa me kotoku ya ni magia cheme ame drive o keto je me da be fe bi na me nano ni ya no shi ame fa na ni ni kaji aka je Jubilee House na fe nye magia cheme nyonya ya Jubilee House ya ke me ni ame abina ke ame jama meti yo bo ya je me no aka ke woni akọ shi nye yue noko ta flache ye lile do mi oke kole wacheme ta flache ku ekola meche buyi na yi shi na kayema aka hiye nyelo sani nyenye fanani ni wanyenye si laboni ya no kote coffee shop kaje secondary school ke coffee shop te yakwe akumotwini oje mefe ake ha anko bi ni amentuwe ni e ba cho shika e ha na kaime oseme kaje mame mumu ni me kote jame ona kwate ona adu ni ona ashifi ona laye ejeme shikpamo me na ke ha hani kwate meke laye me ashifi meke laye me aya jeme abawo amefu ketu ni iyo ya ke kama ja chame fana ni na metejeme mokonye ketu obofu fe gbeje anu to kan ba ayi ya ke mi ini ne ya wolo shishi wo ni ji ya wo janshi ameme na meniji ya wo janshi amesana me fana ni na mefe hewo ehye heko ni won kame ka me fa na ni agbene he ni wo oda hin wo ba tun wo ba bomoden wo tun kaji ote airport ni yo ne nwe laboni sani shi cantonment no la aye cantonment no me ni yo amla lo mi ke shika cheme akoje me blu 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 ni wo trash cantonment we mo aye ko she airport no ji ake afe airport city phase 2 ni no ko keje 37 ke bagbe ewa ko mi an ka gbe Stanbic Heights jeme alo Silver Star shikon ni kan she jeme keje DVL ni am police barracks ni soja fo yo akumo fe 37 station de cha akumo ahun jeme fe ahamomo ni maja cheme tashi aha me nuku ni mu amena ya kama me na kwa me yu ameto wo je ame sanejiwo ye airport ya hin no we na meta wakakadan ko e ma ke ya Hajj village a unka mo polo bi ajeme akashipon company ko na twa me Heaven Builders na ka me $85 million na ke $85 million na ke ha me ni ake amefe anko development twa ka ba agbalagbe na ke electricity kan bi aba ke ha airport city phase 2 na afi kona ha me shipon 38.14 acres kechi akone ke shipon na ke ha free na me ke ya koni wala me wata shini homo ayewo sheka ni wacheme ame ejo ame wo je ame sane agbene wo kenye sana agbene wo fan woni bi ai ke hin meji e ka me fan yan wo sane wo fan agbene wo yue wo husu asane mene ni nyele noko ma ase shikome kaji okwe Minfu asane ni yo ne ke heaven builder asane na here. Ne ke $85 million ne ake ha me say ground rent ni dafi na wo ake ha wo magiacheme asa wo ha amlalo ka gbena no na chole royalties ni mo family ejele ni ake royalties la ke ba ha magiacheme no hu ametashi amenwo ape ha amlalo ni jeni wo magiacheme na ko wojine amena shi ametun noko ye ewo kaji woteshi ni wo ka cheme wo wosaneja wochema menwo yo ha me be kukuo ni ameba ke wo no na me fi ani bi nai kaji ameke wo no kokopa na ji ni wo ba fan wo ka me ye kokemu ameke ka cha me lebi shone gbeke nyonten ame baba na kanji kitan na me kamo he wa gbene ke wo cha me na me ba wo ka me ye ekokemu agbene na agbenu wo yue wo plecho ni lama bi ni trash blue ye bi e na nyele mi na me ahie ye bi e na me gbeme na aji ni me echo mi nke boy mi dia bi ni yo bi e aji men komen nyele ni me boy ye shi wo maje cheme fanan ni makenya no ko be mi na aji wo babu ulomo e ko wo lo kepen ne mani e shi amnalo ke soja foye babu ulomo komo ina eta gamashi am issue statement eshi amlalo ye no na fe la ma hewo wo de nche wo fana ni wa ke wo chema ke amenma no ko awe anyi nyesane nye wo yala na afo awanye kefo ke ba shi mene ta fache ameniji holo amelagban ame fe no ko e wo nye susu ake magia chema menjwe wo e ene wo sane wateshi ni kaji ame fe no ko e wo ba teshi wo wa me wonye me ye kuku for me wo ke wo magia cheme be she ni wo plen no na me fi odun yes wo tashi ni wo ba kwa me no na me fi odun koni ameteshi le wo ka me ye ekokemu ye yiwadun ke ehebe na ke abochoboe na aya ashi akon na ke bi niye wonye me la menye ipi nye kama onye twa menye wo nye je konye baba ke wonye me tashi me ka ma afo ya megbejegba here nye na body tashi me ji opo nyi se ne wo ke wa fe la general hospital e wona wonye me la me na menye aya aheko na me ba na wa gbe yi ni da kenye chale kenye na wonye bi wa ka mini ya no kenye no ko ya no wo kenye fe ba acha ya ne ba hia wo wo won kpafai nye me la me nye kpa nye na ke won bo magia cheme koko chinye wonye me nye wonye bo amode nka fe no ko wo ke wo he awo ami moko ba ke ni ka wote na ajiwo ka ofun ni ahe mi ni gbe ye se mo yo ya no wo ya wa fite mokonoko wo ya ka wo fite mokonoko wo ya ka wa afan wo ni ahe he wo ka wote e to njolem ni wo hani no ni wo to wo te no etenu ni nkenye yo wolo ni wonma ne wolo ne ni nkenye yo e ahye police de lebi ne no ni nkonye ne ake wo ya organize demonstration ni won pagba ake maintain 1000 ba jepo la ne wo population wo here is in excess of 300,000 ko mi no wo na maintain 1000 ajepo ni wo bote gbejigba no ni wo block e for wo ni bi ai ni wo yue ke ko hospital trade fair wo shipoji na akolo airport ke ni bi ne won beonye won kwanye fai nye ha wote ashi beshe ye yiwado
Bye.